Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O. I do some YouTube stuff and a whole bunch of Uber. But today I think I found that there's a secret. Shh, don't tell everyone. This is a big secret. If you've never seen my face before, hang on to the end of the video, all right? Because I'm going to try to talk about this secret that I think Uber is instigating. If not, this is a great conspiracy theory, so hang with me, all right? I do videos, I've been doing videos here recently about my Uber rental. I do a rental through Uber. And I think that Uber is actually trying to push that program a little harder, and some drivers aren't picking up on it. Here's the reason why I think Uber wants people to rent a vehicle to go do their Ubering in. If you've done your personal vehicle, been driving Uber, I've been doing Uber a while. I've got over 10,600, 700 runs. I've been doing it a minute. I'm a 5.0 5-star. Uber, they want you to do the rental, I believe, because you pull up in a new vehicle. We have vehicles out here. I ran a vehicle for 10 years plus out here doing Uber. I mean, that vehicle, finally the AC went out in it, and that's when I had to go do something else with it. But yeah, I ragged that vehicle completely out, and it was a good little vehicle. And I think people continue, and people are doing the same thing I did for years. They're taking their personal vehicles and they're patching, they're repairing, they're doing the best they can to keep that vehicle on the road, blah, blah, blah. They're doing that, okay? By renting the vehicles, you get in a new vehicle. So in other words, you're the same driver, you're pulling up instead of the vehicle that you've been driving for 10 years doing Uber. Now all of a sudden you're pulling up in a new vehicle to do the same job. It makes Uber look better. All right? They know there are vehicles out here that are just hanging on by their fingernails out here doing Uber runs. I'm sure they get comments from riders and stuff from time to time about the vehicle that just picked them up, because I hear about it. I hear about it too. So they want you, if you can, to get into a rental vehicle. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have learned over the period of time, I've been doing this for 3 freaking years. I've never been out of a rental vehicle. All right? It's, to me, I've proven it to myself. I make more money in a rental vehicle than I ever did in my personal vehicle. The reason being is I will run it more. All right? I'll run it harder than I would I don't hesitate to jump up and go do that run, because I'm not worried about that few miles, that mileage I'm going to put on my vehicle. So I don't even think about those kind of things. And that to me is the greatest thing, is I'm going to go out and make more money. Yes, it's costing me $305 a week, but I really don't think about that because it's making me the more money. It makes me more money in tips. People are more impressed when I pull up. And I think that's another reason Uber knows this. They know that it reflects. They know when a rental vehicle, they know the driver that are driving the rental vehicles. They keep track of this stuff. They know that vehicle that you're riding around is a rental vehicle. And then all of a sudden they see that, oh, and you got tips too. So they're helping you make more money by helping you promote you to get in one. All right? And I'm going to get flack, I always do, from people out there that says, but you're paying so much money a month for that car. Yeah, I am. I don't worry about maintenance. I don't worry about tires. I don't worry about insurance. I don't worry about none of that. And I've said this in so many other videos. All I do is put a gas in it. All right? And I think Uber wants you to feel that experience. And once you do, I'm telling you, if you ever get out and just run it for a couple weeks, you'll see that you're more motivated to get out and go do your thing. And I think Uber knows that. It reflects that in the tips, that it reflects when a driver, you're today, John, all right? John today is driving his personal car. Tomorrow, John drives a rental car and does the same run, and John makes a $2 tip that he didn't make yesterday on just driving his car. They know that. They know that today you were in a rental vehicle. They track this stuff. They know it. They know how fast you're driving when you're on a run. They know if you're taking curves too fast. They know if you're braking too fast. They know that because you're running a GPS in your car through their algorithm. All right, so they keep track of this stuff. If you don't believe me, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is, guys. But they know that you made a couple extra dollar tips on that rental vehicle that you didn't make yesterday John didn't make yesterday on his personal car. They keep track of that stuff. So it's a way of them trying to help the drivers without saying, hey, you got to go do this. Your vehicle, they give you the time limit. What is it now? 15 years, I think it is. Is it 15? 10, I think it's 15 years. You can run a car it's 15 years old and do Uber in it. And there are people out here doing it. Believe me, I see those, okay? Uber wants you to change that habit if you can. They got vehicles available with the economy the way it is, and there's stuff going on. There are plenty of vehicles available. Might not be in your area. Check your app like I've told you before. Go to your account in your app. Click up there where it's got your vehicle. Click on that. It's going to bring over to where your vehicle's listed for the riders always see what vehicle you're coming in. They know where, what you're going to show up in, and there it is. Underneath that, there's a little block there, and it'll say Learn More. Click on Learn More. It'll take you over to a page if it's available in your area. All right? I've explained that in other videos. I figure since I'm talking about it again, I might better highlight it. If you've never seen me before, if you're learning anything new, if you're an Uber driver and you think I got something that someday, sooner or later, you may want to hear about, click on me. Just, ring the bell. I'll let you know when there's something out. Usually every couple of days I'll come up with something to talk about. Today it was the fact that after doing some research here in the last few days, answering comments from people, I'm getting comments that I've done some more looking into. Things I thought I already knew, I did, but then I wanted to go deeper into it. And the more, as easy as I'm finding it to do this system through Uber, I'm finding that, God, they seem like they want you to do this. They're making it simple as can be. I mean, all you got to do is just reserve a vehicle in the app there. Go what time you're going to set it all up and just show up over there and get you a vehicle. I've told you before, I don't use Hertz. You can go back and look at some other videos about this. I don't use Hertz. I've had it. You started with them when I started doing this. And after a few vehicles of renting, and I saw how they were handling the money part of how you do your thing, I backed out of that one quick because they put me in a spot. But anyway, I went over to Avis. For 3 years now, I've been using Avis, and I have almost 3 years with them. I have not had no problems, none at all. Now, your people may be different, but my people are cool, and I appreciate them. And if they're someday, if they ever get to see this video, they're going on YouTube and finding out about Uber rentals, they stumble across me, they're gonna know who I am. So anyway, I don't tell anyone. That's another thing. I don't tell anyone about my channels. I've never told anyone about my addresses. My brother found out because he asked me about it, so I give it to him. There's only a couple other people that are close to me that know that I'm doing it, and that's pretty much the way it is. But this video today was for one thing, and that's the thing that I've stumbled across by doing all the research from your comments, that it seems like, yeah, Uber's kind of push the rental thing. They want you in a vehicle, and I believe after doing this for so long and seeing all the, every day I'm going somewhere and I see an Uber vehicle that's branded coming at me. And when you look at the vehicle, yeah, it's 7, 8, 9 years old, some of them, even older. And I work for a tip. Go look at my tip videos. That's the only thing I'm going to say on this one about that. I work for tips. And if you're driving a newer vehicle, you're going to get a better tip. I promise you that. Anyway, I just had to say something on that today. Comments were coming in. I was seeing that. I was doing some research on those comments, finding out more than I had. And as I did, I started seeing that how simpler it is, they have made this to do than when I started. And it's easily accessible to any driver that wants to do it. All right. So if you're thinking about doing Uber and you don't even have a vehicle, just sign up and do all the other stuff, you know, and then you'll see down there it'll say need a vehicle. Do you need a vehicle? And you can click on that and learn more and start renting a vehicle. Start doing your Ubering then. All right. Good point there. Anyway, Daddy-O out. Keep the secrets. All right. Bye. Have a good one.